Sonny's Monday Motivation on Loudmouth Radio is a series of compilations of speech, audio clips, and inspirational motivational messages for all who choose to actively engage and listen to the content provided. It is my hope that the information shared will provide his listening ears a true glimmer of strength, light, and confidence within to hopefully give you more aspects to believe in yourself to be everything you ever imagined. What you believe about religion, philosophy, science, people, things, all these beliefs color your life. But what you believe about yourself is most important of all, because you can never be anyone else but yourself. And what you believe about everything else is closely related to what you believe about yourself.
This is gonna seem weird, but I promise y'all I know what I'm doing. It's gonna seem weird, but I know what I'm doing, okay? I'm old, I know what I'm doing, all right? So put your age in there. Now what I want you to put down is how old you wanna be when you leave this earth. Now here's I don't care what religion, what politics, one thing we all know, we ain't gonna be here forever. There's one thing I can guarantee y'all, you won't be living like, you won't be here 150 years from now. I can guarantee you that. You won't be 150, you won't be here. So the real question is, how old are you? And then how long you want to be on this earth, right? Because here's why this is why this is important. Because if you know you're not gonna be here forever, then you're gonna treat how long you're gonna be here differently. So what happens sometimes when you're young, you think you're gonna be young forever. I feel you, I used to be there. I woke up this morning, I was 51 years old. I was like, man, I'm 51. My grandma, I went to go see my grandma, she's 91. I was like, man, I remember my grandma was in her 40s. My grandma 91. Now listen to me very closely. I'm not don't say no to drugs, dude, right? You make whatever decisions you want. You do whatever you want to do. I'm here to tell you though, that you're not gonna live forever. And so you have to decide then, if you're not gonna be here forever, what are your 20s gonna look like? What are your 30s gonna look like? What are your 40s gonna look like? Now, I'm from Chicago originally, grew up in Detroit. 90% of my boys are not living the way I'm living. They ain't no different than me. As a matter of fact, Bob should doggone be speaking to y'all right now, not me. Bob was the one that got me off the streets of Detroit. I was homeless, like for real, for real. I love rappers because rappers be in the studio doing that stuff. I love it, like making up stuff. I was homeless, like in abandoned buildings, homeless. Eating out of trash cans, homeless. Bob took me off the streets, brought me to church. I gave my life to Christ. That pastor helped me to get my GED. Then they sent me to college. Took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree because I played in school. I was in college, couldn't hardly read or write. But Bob should be here right now. But Bob is not here because me and Bob at 20, we started making different decisions. So here's what I want to tell you. I don't care what you say you want to be, what you want to do. And here's the crazy part about y'all age. Man, I'm so proud of y'all, like y'all the 1%ers. But the crazy part about it is, just because you got here don't mean your 30's gonna look like this. And your 40's gonna look like this. And your 50. I mean, I wish if you played in the NFL, I wish that whatever your best day was, your best year was, you could just like capture that and that'd be the rest of your life. But unfortunately, a lot of dudes made a lot of money who broke. Now I'm gonna just say MC Hammer, because that's my dude. $30 million wasted in. How you lose 30 mil in 1 year? Easy. You got the same mentality, like you hanging out with your homies and you trying to do right by your homies, but your homies eating up stuff, doing stuff, and now you broke and now you can't. Here's the crazy part about it. Most of the people who lost 30 million in 1 year, you don't get another year to make another 30 mil. Like, bro, wouldn't it be sweet if you had 30 and you wasted it and then you get a second shot and you get another 30? But for most people, that won't happen. So I'm not here to tell you anything but this. What do you want your life to look like? And many of you probably never even thought about it, but the cool thing about it, you got a phenomenal start, right? So I'm gonna walk through these slides real quick. I'm geeked, right? I'm geeked, why? Because I speak for a living. I'm geeked, y'all, I speak for a living. So what does that mean? This don't get old. I got something that I could, if I die at 70, I can continue to do this. At 80, I can continue to do this. The problem with football, you can't do this at 50. You can't play this game at 50. I don't care how sweet you are. The best of the best, I felt like, the best of the best was MJ. And MJ had to retire. And as a matter of fact, when MJ was with the Wizards, he didn't look like the Bull MJ. He was just doing that because he was trying to own a team so he could make some money in basketball. So I'm telling you, this ain't forever. And when you're doing something that don't last forever, you got to treat it differently. This don't last for 20. This don't last for 30. This might not even last for 10 for some of you. So you got to take full advantage of every single Sunday. And you only get 16. Oh, I'm sorry, they added one. I apologize. I'm old school, like Billy Sims, old school. We're 16. So write down right now for me real quick. And maybe you're not going to answer this right now, but what do I want to be doing in my 30s, my 40s, my 50s, my 60s? And what you do today, every day when you walk in this joint, what you do today is going to determine how you live at 30, at 40, at 50, at 60. And y'all got a head start, man. Whew. My mom had to work at Ford. She got pregnant with me at 17 years old. Mom had to work at Ford for 30 years. And she probably ain't make what some of y'all gonna make in 2 or 3 years in 30 years. So I'm proud of you. Whatever you had to do in high school, whatever you had to do in college, you did what you had to do and you got to this level. All I'm asking you is set the standard. Set the standard, right? Set the standard. Listen to me. You a grown man. I would dare tell you to set the standard, but set one though. Set a standard. Jamal, we just left from Dubai. They said, man, if you haven't been there, go. They set the standard, y'all. Like any place, let me tell you what I hate about Dubai. This is my second chance going. What I hate about Dubai is coming back to America. You go to Dubai and you come to the Four Seasons garbage. The Four Seasons look like a doggone Holiday Inn Express. They got the 6 tallest buildings there. Everything they do, like they pick you up in the 740. The taxi cab driver is picking you up in the 745 Li. That's like over there, like the Lamborghini. My boy was like, he from Detroit. My boy was like, I want to drive in a Lamborghini. My boy that brought me was like, what do you mean by that? He's like, I want to rent one. He said, you ain't got to rent one. I got one outside. He said, but then I want the Ferrari one. He said, well, my wife got that one. I'll go pick that one up and bring it back for you so you can drive that one around. My boy from the D, like he driving around in Lamborghini, he can't believe it. He on the island. The Standard over there, everything is big. The Louis over there, I will eat up all of it. It's unbelievable. One dude went over there and built the tallest building, and then now that was the Standard. What's your standard? I don't care what it is. But what is your standard? I got some standards. I've been waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning and praying to God since I was 19 years old. That's a non-negotiable. Every morning at 3, I'm up. I'm the best in the world as a speaker, not because I'm the best, but I'm the best because every day I put God first. That's my standard. I don't care if I'm in Dubai, 3 o'clock. I don't care if I'm in Cali, 3 o'clock. I don't care if I'm down south, 3 o'clock. That's my standard. I've been married 31 years. I've only had sex with one woman my entire life. That's my standard. I'm not telling nobody else to do that, but my old dude wasn't in my life because he was running around having sex with everybody. I got siblings I don't even know. I just met my niece for the first time. She's 24 years old. So I'm like, I'm not doing what my dad did. My dad a high school dropout. I went and got my GED, then I got my 4-year degree, then I got my master's degree, then I got my PhD. And I ain't smart, but I set a standard so when my kids came in this world, they mama got a master's, they daddy got a PhD, they at least got to finish high school. I set a standard. Multi-millionaire as a speaker from the bottom up. I set a standard. I'm telling you, set a standard. Set a standard. You can't be no champion if you don't have a standard. And let me tell you something. The men who set a standard are always the ones who are champions. Set a standard, bro. I ain't never smoked a day in my life. All my boys smoke weed. That's my boys. I love them to life. I ain't tripping that they smoke. I just set a standard. My daddy was strung out on crack for 14 years. My uncles died of cirrhosis of the liver. I'm good on alcohol. I'm good on drugs. Why? It don't look like my family know how to handle it. I ain't mad at my boy Bob. He seemed like he know how to do it and get up and go to work. He went to school. He's smoking weed on his way to school. Still doing good on tests. But I had to set a personal standard that we're not doing that. Somebody hit me the other day. E, what you think about weed? Oh, why you asking what I think about E, what you think about? I said, listen to me, bro. I got a standard. He said, E, what's wrong? I love it, young boy. He about 21. E, what's wrong with? E, what's wrong with? E, what's wrong with? I said, bruh, I'm trying to be the next Martin Luther King. When you get to this level, you don't ask what's wrong with. You ask what's right with. I'm a champion. We as a champion, we ain't trying to cut corners. We ain't trying to see how much we can do and still be successful. I got a standard. I want to be the best. And I love Steph Curry. Steph said, making shots in workouts is no longer good enough. Put this down, finish. Write that down, type that to yourself, execute. Put that down, finish, execute. Let me tell you something, they treat people differently who execute. Nobody care what you're doing in practice. They don't got nothing to do with nothing. That don't count. Now, it don't count what you're doing in practice. It don't count. It don't count what you do first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. The most important quarter is the one you like where you won. Write that down. Finish. Effort is not good enough. Ain't nobody paying you for effort. You don't get paid for effort. You don't get paid for trying. Me and my wife went to Dubai because I execute. For free. I put up videos every single day. Ain't nobody paying me for the stuff I put up since 2006. I just put it up so when you wake up, you got something. And then in the afternoon, I give you something. And then when you drive it home, I give you something because you got to go back to your family. I want you to be pumped up when you go to your family. And guess what happened? You reap what you sow. We're on our way to Dubai. My man said, we all was in Emirates. But you saw they had, more was like a cap. I didn't know what it was. It was like a capsule me and my wife was in. They paid $30,000 for us airplane seats. I was scared. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to go over here. My man paid 30 grand for the seats. I mean, he might be looking for me to come, but I don't know what he's looking for me to come over here and do. Got to the hotel executive. I told my wife said, listen to me. My wife said to me, do me a huge favor. She said, this man has spent almost $150,000 for you to come over here. I want to come back. When you get up there and speak, it better be the best speech you ever done in your life. Execute. My wife was like, execute. Like, I want to come back to Dubai. Whatever you said to make that man bring you over here, you say that and 3 times better. I want to come back. But this time I come back, I want my kids to come with me. I said, well, you going to put them in first class? She said, nope, they're going to be behind us. I said, well, that's 60 grand. She said, go speak like it. So do me a favor, set the standard. Steph Curry was one of the best of the best. His standard is making shots in workouts is no longer enough. Watch this. Set the standard, then raise the standard, then uphold the standard every single day. Now, some of you like, that's too much. Well, you're not going to be a champion. You're going up against other champions? You think you're going to give 50%? You think you're going to give 70%? You think you're going to give 80? I watch y'all. Y'all good, but you need to be great in this league too. You're real good at what you do, but some of you don't finish. You look good in the first. You look good in the second. But the fourth with the last 3 minutes, I could tell with the last 3. Listen to me. The real beast is the last 4 minutes. The real beast is when their legs give out. The real beast when they tired. The real beast find a way to pull something out when nobody else ain't got nothing.